Hello everyone. In this session I am going to take up for discussion one very important motion from parliamentary functioning in India, and that is no confidence motion. This is considered a very important component of parliamentary functioning in India and in any other country of the world where we have parliamentary form of government. I will be telling you in which house the motion of no confidence can be brought, how it can be brought, what happens when it is accepted by the presiding officer, and what can be the end result of this motion being passed by the parliament. But first thing first, that Article 75 clause 3, Article 75 clause 3 of Indian Constitution very categorically says that Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister has collective responsibility towards Lok Sabha, and this is the provision through which the emergence of no confidence motion. Because any council of ministers cannot remain in existence or power if it is not having the majority in the Lok Sabha. Council of Ministers' existence, life is heavily dependent on till it enjoys the confidence of Lok Sabha, and the meaning of confidence of Lok Sabha is that it has majority in the Lok Sabha. Now another important thing I would just like you all to remember, that under Article 118, the two houses of parliament has been given the constitutional power to frame rules for smooth conduct of business in the house when the house is in session. And I would just like you all to remember this, that using the power given to the two house under Article 118, Lok Sabha has framed rules of procedure and conduct of business, rules of procedure and conduct of business in the Lok Sabha, right? Business in Lok Sabha. And within this rule number 198 is about motion of no confidence. There is explicit mention of motion of no confidence in rule number 198 in rules of procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha. Now what you need to remember, that constitutional backing for motion of no confidence is arising out of provisions which are given in Article 75 clause 3, and a specific mention of motion of no confidence is in rule 198 in the rules of procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha. This motion can be brought only in Lok Sabha, right? It can be brought only in Lok Sabha, and it can be brought by any member of Lok Sabha, and when it is brought, when the member concerned feels that the party in power and the Council of Ministers has lost the moral authority to be in power. If the member is against most of the policies of the government, most of the programs and the initiatives of the government, and feels that the government has failed on all front and some development has taken place which is raising doubt over the majority enjoyed by the Council of Ministers. In such kind of situation, under such circumstances, any member in the Lok Sabha can bring motion of no confidence. So it is brought against COM. It is brought against Council of Ministers. And who can bring? Any member of Lok Sabha can bring. Now what is very important thing which you should remember about motion of no confidence, that only when 50 members will support the demand for motion of no confidence, then the Speaker of Lok Sabha will give consideration to the demand. So only if 50 members are supporting the demand which has been put forward by a member, then only the Speaker will give consideration to the demand. This does not mean that every time 50 members in Lok Sabha will stand and thereafter the Speaker will accept the demand for motion of no confidence. But only consideration will be given on, if 50 members are supporting the demand. But if motion of no confidence is accepted by the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, then it is given precedence over all other business of the House, and the Speaker will fix the day for debate and discussion on the motion, and that day is fixed by the Speaker. Day is fixed by the Speaker. Okay, when Speaker will accept the demand for no confidence motion. And what is the most important provision related with this? This day should be, within 10 days. Within 10 days of acceptance of notice. So the day when the Speaker will accept the notice, within 10 days, the day is fixed when the debate or discussion on motion of no confidence will start in the House. But general provision is that once accepted, it is given precedence over all other business of the House, meaning this debate is now the priority for Lok Sabha than any other ongoing business of the House. But the Speaker has to fix the day when the debate will take place, and that day must be within 10 days of the acceptance of the notice. Then what happens? You will find that the Speaker will fix the day and will fix the duration of debate. So the Speaker will consult with all prominent leader of the House and will fix the duration of the debate. The Speaker will say the debate will be for 10 hours and it will be for 2 days, or the debate will be for 6 hours and it will be within 1 day. So duration of the debate is fixed, and thereafter all the parties are allotted time to participate in the debate or discussion based on their representation in the House. And while allocating the time, the presiding officer, that is the Speaker of Lok Sabha, has the prerogative. So in general, the time is allotted to different political parties based on their representation in the Lok Sabha, but to accommodate the view of independent members and those who belong to parties which have 1 or 2 members in the House, the Speaker can use the wisdom and can exercise the prerogative and can give some time to them also to speak during the debate. Then debate is initiated by the leader of opposition. In practice, what is there? That debate during no confidence motion is initiated by the leader of opposition. So this is in practice. This is not explicitly mentioned in Rule 198 of Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business of Lok Sabha, but leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha normally will initiate the debate in which the leader of opposition will frame charges against the government. The leader of opposition will, right, bring to the notice of House and through House to the notice of people of the country that why opposition decided to bring this no confidence motion or motion of no confidence against the government. So the leader of opposition in his address or her address will frame charges against the Council of Ministers or government. And then one after other members will participate in the debate, and normally one member from opposition and one member from treasury. This is how the debate will progress, and you will find most of the time most of the members of the House will be present in the House, because this is the most important proceeding as far as Lok Sabha is concerned. Now, towards the end, Prime Minister will give the final reply, and Prime Minister will stand and will address the House, in which the Prime Minister will say that all the charges framed against my government by different opposition leaders are false, cooked, fabricated and politically motivated. And then the Prime Minister will count the achievements of his government and how the government is delivering what it promised through manifesto at the time of election. So final reply is what? Given by Prime Minister, and then the motion is put to vote. Put to vote. So voting is compulsory in no confidence motion. Towards the end, there will be voting, and when the motion is put to vote, if it is passed by the Lok Sabha with immediate effect, it leads to collapse of the government. That moment onward, technically the government is not in power. So, only thing what is there, if no confidence motion is passed by Lok Sabha, it brings an end to the very existence of Council of Ministers. It brings an end to the government. The Prime Minister immediately will move out of Parliament, will go to President and will submit his or her resignation. And in case there is any possible delay, then President will sign the order for dismissal of the government. But if no confidence motion is passed by Lok Sabha, it brings an end to the very existence of the entire Council of Ministers. The government collapses. So this is what you should know about the motion of no confidence. Let me tell you, when we are discussing this motion of no confidence today, till now, if we look into the parliamentary history of India, almost, parliamentary history of India till date, 27 times we have seen motion of no confidence inside the Parliament. And I would just like you all to remember, first time this motion of no confidence was brought against Nehru government, Nehru's government in August 1963, immediately after Sino-Indian War. I hope you know 1962 right? Sino-Indian War. Immediately after Sino-Indian War, this motion of no confidence was brought against Nehru government. So this was the first time, and I would just like you all to remember that Indira Gandhi, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, is the Prime Minister in India till date who faced maximum number of no confidence motion during her prime ministership. During her prime ministership, on 15 occasions, this no confidence motion was brought in Lok Sabha against her government. And one more thing I would just like you all to remember from prelims exam point of view, that once no confidence motion is defeated in the Lok Sabha, then next 6 months the speaker will not accept any new no confidence motion until and unless some very important political development has taken place, where there is a serious doubt over the majority enjoyed by the Council of Ministers in the Lok Sabha. Otherwise, next 6 months, the presiding officer of Lok Sabha will not accept any demand for no confidence motion, even if it is being demanded by 50 members. So these are some important facts related with motion of no confidence. So this is all you need to know about motion of no confidence.